Chat, let us offer praise to the Omnissiah, for he is great, powerful, and wise. And wise. And also wise. Man. Bezos really tried to screw me already today. That was unfortunate. Cause the whole problem, the whole damn problem was the Twitch integration on Streamlabs. Like, Streamlabs was working just fine. It was all on Twitch side, so goddamn Jeff Bezos. Anyway, in spite of the fact that I'm already heated at the beginning of the stream, welcome to the stream on a Saturday. Glad to see you guys. Glad everybody can join us in spite of the technical difficulties, question mark. Feels good to get that out of the way. Feels good to finally be live. Feels good. Feels good, chat. It really does. So yeah, welcome to everybody who made it to the stream. We've got Bolo, we've got Typhoon, we've got Sierra, of course. Jonah Arts, Quick was here. Second, Quick, don't forget, I saw you. And we've got Mara in the chat. Let's see, who else showed up? I'm pretty sure I saw, was Bronsky? Yep, Jacob Bronsky was in there. I was pretty sure I saw you. Lebanon in here as well. Track Tension, welcome to the stream. Jimbo, waving in the chat as we fired everything up. Dark Sarah, making it in just in time to avoid all the fun and adventure with Jeff Bezos. So everybody, welcome to the stream on a Saturday. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're doing better than we have been the last few minutes. And if not, hopefully you guys will be having a better day once we get started. Yeah? So man, oh man, and God bless America, Bolo with 10 gifted subs. Before I could even, I get it. So you know what? Shots out my ass, Bolo, because first we need to thank Sierra. For 3 months in the cult of bad tactical decisions, Sierra says, fuck yeah, 3 months of bad tactical decisions. I 100% agree. See, Bolo, you thought you were going to sneak in there and override Sierra, but no, I got you. So Sierra, thank you for 3 months of support for me, for the stream, for the content, for the community. Thank you so much. Bolo as well, thank you for the 10 gifted subs, and Dark Sarah coming in at the beginning of the stream with 10 subs as well. You guys are already being outrageously generous. So thank you guys so much. As always, you do not have to do that, but I do appreciate it. It does mean a lot to me. And Drum making it into the stream as well on a Saturday afternoon. Welcome to the stream, Drum. Good to see you. Glad you could make it back for another one. Sorry, Chad. I just I get angry sometimes. I do have. No, you're right. Holy crap. God, it is. It's Friday. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry. I've been saying it's Saturday, so if I confused anybody, I'm confused.
Okey silly dilly dokey, yo. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, that's true.
I get flustered very easily. So I'll share my before we get started, I'm going to share a little bit about myself today. You're going to learn a little bit about Maria today. Technology exists to serve a purpose. And sometimes that purpose is one thing, sometimes it's multiple things, but all technology exists for a purpose. And when that technology does not function as intended, when it does not do the thing that it is made to do, I get angry, chat. I get very angry. So I'm a little bit flustered, but yes, it is in fact Friday. It is not Saturday. I apologize. Good Lord. I have lost my entire mind. But what say we stop wagging our chins and get some BattleTech? You guys want BattleTech? I think we came for some BTA. So what say we forget about all that nonsense and instead, we just focus on blowing some shit up. Yeah, correct. Even in the future, nothing works. Or at least it doesn't work as intended. You know, wonders of modern technology and all that. But yeah, so again, if you guys were here for the last stream, then you're gonna recognize this. We stopped ourselves off in Solaris, mostly for some R&R, because we've spent over a year of in-game time in clan space, duking it out with Jade Falcon and Wolf, and looting to our heart's content. And so after all that, we decided now that we feel like our lance is in a good position and we've built up a good stable of mechs and equipment, it might finally be time to start looking at allying with factions and trying to redraw the map and essentially getting ourselves into the end game. You know, the part where we actually start becoming a force to be reckoned with, as if we weren't already. So yeah, that's, if you guys were paying attention on the Twitter machine, I ran a couple of polls over the course of this week to figure out what faction you guys wanted to support. And ultimately, you chose not just the periphery, but it came down to actually two specific factions tied for votes. And for the longest time, it looked like we were going to be supporting Canopus. But then a very late night, last-minute vote for the Taurian Concordant last night tied it up, and so it was basically a tie between the Taurian Concordant and the Magistry of Canopus. So I've been thinking over the last few hours as I was getting ready for the stream and taking care of some errands what the best way to do this would be, because obviously we can't ally with both factions. Because they hate each other. If you don't know, Canopus and the Taurians do not like each other. They count each other as enemies. And so we cannot ally with both, because allying with one will make us enemies of the other by default. Yes, Typhoon, there was in fact a vote. It was over on the Twitter machine. So if you have not already followed me over there, definitely make sure to do that, because that is where I tend to do most of the polls, at least outside of the stream. I will sometimes do polls here during the stream, but that's a different matter. That's usually for the snap decisions. But yeah, so I had to think about it, and if I'm being perfectly honest, I will explain my reasoning here. But first of all, to get to the point, rather than keep you all in suspense, to the surprise of absolutely no one, I have made the executive decision, and I don't normally exercise executive power, but I have made the executive decision that we are, in fact, going to be supporting the Taurian Concordant. And no, in spite of what you're thinking, it is not because that just happens to be the part of the periphery that I am familiar with and hail from. In fact, it's more strategic and tactical than that. So when you look at Canopus, the only things that they really have going for them is that they're a fairly large realm, and they're a fairly advanced realm. They have good technology, they have decent mechs. Typically, they're going to war with the Free Worlds League, and occasionally with the Marian Hegemony, which, to be fair, if I really wanted to be cheeky, I could have allied us with the Marians just based on name alone. But the Taurians, on the other hand, not only give us the opportunity to continue to pound on Davian easily, but we can also return the backstabs to the Capellans and start fighting them as well. It also allows us to put the hurt on the Aurigan Coalition, who I don't like by virtue of them being the new Mary Sues in this particular game. But more importantly, and some of you have already kind of figured it out, the Sanctuary Alliance. So if you don't know what the Sanctuary Alliance is, it is enabled by default. It is a default part of BTA. Now, I have not mentioned the Sanctuary Alliance very much, and I don't bring it up all that much, because if you think clan tech is busted, Sanctuary tech is even more busted. Again, the Sanctuary Alliance is not canon. It is a creation of the BTA team specifically for the BTA mod, and they have custom mechs, custom tech, custom weapons, everything. It is, and I know I use the Mary Sue moniker often, but the Sanctuary Alliance is very much a Mary Sue type faction. It is It is the, here's my super original OC faction, you guys, because they were totally cut off from the inner sphere and they're like totally more way awesome than all the rest of the factions because they don't have all the bad ideas and blah, 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 blah. Like, if you've ever heard somebody throw their crappy 40k fanfic at you about that one world that was cut off by warp storms and somehow became the most awesome, like, basically the Tau, and they have Gundams, and they could totally destroy the Imperium if they wanted to, but they're just too good and too righteous for that. So it's that. That's what the Sanctuary Alliance is. I'm being reductive. I'm being extremely hyperbolic, but I don't like the Sanctuary Alliance very much because it is so not BattleTech. That is the reason that I don't particularly care for the Sanctuary Alliance. However, you cannot get rid of the Sanctuary Alliance. It's part of BTA. Uh-oh, are we having issues? Is Bezos trying to shut me down? Is that what's going on? Sierra, it might just be you. My bitrate is good and everything is working now. I'm not showing anything wrong on my end. But if you guys are having an issue, let me know for sure. But yeah, so the Sanctuary Alliance I'm not super fond of, but it does give us some options, because the main problem that we're going to have is, if you don't know, if you're not familiar with the BattleTech map, this light blue faction is the Taurian Concordant. This is where we're going to be. This is actually where we started. This is the entire galaxy, and this is clan space, where we have spent the last 3, 4, 5, 6 streams. We've been up here for a while. So because so many of our mechs and so many of our designs rely on clan tech, in other words, we have dumped a bunch of clan tech into our mechs to make them more effective. The longer we spend in the Concordant, the longer we spend taking damage and losses, the less clan tech we're going to have. Because you see, clan tech in BattleTech is kind of like drugs. Like, it's really good and it does really awesome stuff, but the more you use it, the more you come to rely on it as a crutch. And there are a lot of things that clan tech makes possible that you cannot do with inner sphere tech. Like, for example, cramming 80 missile tubes into a dervish. You couldn't do that with inner sphere tech, even if you used MRMs. So the longer we fight and the more attrition we take, the more we're going to run low on clan tech. Sanctuary tech can be the replacement for that. Correct, Quick. It isn't really logistically sustainable, because we cannot just, oh hey, we're out of clan Gauss rifles, let's travel, 90 days up to clan space, kill dudes for 3 months, and then come all the way back down. Like, we can't do that. However, Sanctuary tech is definitely a substitute for clan tech. It isn't exactly the same, but it is broken in a lot of the same ways. Weapons that are way more powerful, that are way lighter than the inner sphere variants, weapons that literally don't have a contemporary within the setting. Again, mass drivers, gamma ray lasers, super heat sinks. It's ridiculous. Sanctuary tech is ridiculous. I don't plan on going super hard into Sanctuary tech, but it does provide us a way to keep some of those more ridiculous designs functional. Correct. The DB autocannons also, if you look into Sanctuary tech, it is very much this is my super original faction, you guys, please don't steal. We won't be doing too much with the Sanctuary, at least not at first. But I did want to address that. Yes, Sanctuary Alliance is down here. And there's a part of me that feels like they probably put this down here, at least in part, because there isn't a clan presence in the south of the galaxy. So if you have clan tech, you don't have any way to get it down here, unless you have community content enabled, where you might have Merchant's Rest, which is usually right about here. But since we don't have community content enabled, we do not have Merchant's Rest. Therefore, we have no access to clan tech in the south of the galaxy. So anyway, that's my rant about the Sanctuary Alliance. But again, we aren't going to leave Solaris just yet. I did... Uh-oh. Well, let me... Good lord. Video is stuttering. Are we hitting a problem? Let me make sure.
5 minutes later.
Yeah, I don't know. It might just be some of you guys having issues, because I am not seeing anything on my end. And that does happen, especially on Fridays, especially on Saturdays when Twitch is really busy. Sometimes you just have issues. So yeah, I'm not seeing anything on my end. Again, my performance is in the green, my connection is in the green, the bitrate is in the green, so I'm not seeing anything to indicate a problem on my end. If it continues, try refreshing, try restarting your browser, and if it persists beyond that, we can look into it some more, but from what I'm seeing, I'm not seeing an issue. So, apologies if you are having an issue, but I don't think there's anything that I can do it on my side. So, at any rate, before we get started on our journey to the south, our journey to Space, Texas, I did say that we were going to spend some time here in Solaris doing some more contracts and trying to make a little more money because, for the record, and I'll go to navigation to show you, from Solaris right now to roughly the Concordant is going to take us 43 days, 45 days, you know, it's going to take us about a month and a half to get there, and it's going to cost us 500,000 C-bills. So that means we're going to hit 1, maybe 2 paydays en route before we even get where we're going. Now, most of the time, people would say, well, just stop at a few planets on the way and do some missions, but as you guys already know, at this point in the game, most missions take us 30 minutes to an hour each. So we could probably spend an entire stream just journeying to the Concordant before we actually get there. And I would like to get to Taurian space before we end the stream today. So I plan on spending some time in Solaris. We will do some contracts, give everybody some time to unwind, make as much money as we can, and then we will head down south. And yeah, so Sierra already answered, but Greybeard, this is BTA. Specifically, this is BTA Classic without the community content patch. So with that being said, why am I even going to the command center? I know better than that. We don't want to go to the command center. We want to go to the store, which is where they sell the arena contracts. So let's have a look. Because again, for those of you that were not here last stream, I did install a small mod that gives unlimited game world contracts for all classes. So we can basically play whichever arena matches we want to do. You can search for dual-only missions, track tension, but in this case, I'm talking specifically about these contracts, which you buy from the store. Essentially, you do a pay-in for the arena contracts on Solaris, and then that creates a mission that's usually going to be double your money or more, and then if you win, you get your money back. So it's essentially betting on yourself in the arena. So with that being said, let's have a look at the mech bay, because I don't recall, I think we finished up, I'm sorry, Chad, it has been a week since the last time I even opened BTA. Yeah, so all of our mechs are good. I remember that we did go ahead and finish up all the repairs from the last battle. For those that were not here, the Dervish kind of got a little banged up, and so did Typhoon. Well, actually, no. Typhoon didn't get injured somehow in that battle, but the Dervish itself got rocked pretty badly. But we've gone ahead and fixed that. Everything's good there. There was one thing that I wanted to do with the nice rack, which, for those of you that don't know, that's the missile boat Mad Cat that we built for Sierra on account of the fact that he is a missile-skilled person. So the first thing that I realized, and I don't remember whether it was Bolo, it might have been Bamboozle, I forget who it was, that was always trying to remind me, put your lower arm actuators in, because I forgot to do that. But there was another thing that I noticed. And again, this is something that's only made possible by Clan Tech, but I do want to point it out. Right now, the nice rack is able to fire 80 LRMs downrange in a single turn. We didn't have enough LRM 20s to put one in this arm. But what we did have was an LRM-15 and an LRM-5. Here's the thing, though. An LRM-20 is 5 tons. A 15 is only 3.5, and a 5 is only 1. So that means for the same amount of ammunition, this is 1.5 tons lighter than this. Or, I'm sorry, it's a 0.5 ton lighter than this. So by replacing these 3 LRM-20s, we actually get 1.5 tons additional weight in this mech to play with. And if you don't believe me, I'll prove it. Because the weight savings that you can get with clan tech is kind of stupid. But simply by swapping this out, we have not affected the alpha strike potential of this mech at all. But we now have an additional 1.5 tons to put in whatever equipment we want. We can literally put in anything. And as far as the anything, I already have an idea for that. The first thing that I wanted to put in is this, the magnification array. So if you don't know what the magnification array is, it adds 5% max missile range and ballistic range. Which isn't a whole lot, but when you consider the fact that clan LRMs have a shorter maximum range, this might give us a little range back. And of course, because this is clans we're talking about, you always put an ECM suite in there. Why not? Track tension, ATMs sound really good on the face of it. However, the problem that I have with ATMs is while they do more damage per missile, the launchers themselves are heavier and ultimately they are not in direct fire. The reason that I prefer the LRMs over ATMs is because I can shoot over the horizon and I don't have to have direct line of sight. And that's extremely effective for a missile boat like this, which is going to spend most of its time behind the lines. But again, this is just a small modification. It's only going to take us 1 day and 12,000 C-bills, but we've now added an ECM suite and given ourselves a little extra range on the launchers, and we haven't affected the damage potential of the nice rack at all. ATMs are, in fact, very powerful, though, so I understand what you're talking about, track tension. And Rhubarb Carl, hello, and welcome to the stream on a Friday. I actually got it right this time. Again, I apologize, chat, if you thought that it was actually Saturday, because I'm out here losing my mind. But glad to see you. Glad you could join us. But that was the only mech that I wanted to mess with before we get started on some contracts. So if you guys are familiar with our lineup, then you will know our primary brawlers are going to be the Disco Inferno, which is our light class arena mech. We have the Black Knight, which is going to be our heavy class brawling mech. We have the Eddie Laserhands, which could probably handle a solo. This is basically just an executioner with a bunch of heavy lasers. And then for the medium class, we don't really have anything anymore. We had the Hunchbacks, but now these are, they're not bad, but they're also not great. So, I mean, they're not built for arena fights, at least. So we've got lights, we've got we've got lights, we've got heavies, we've got assault. We could probably build something in the medium category, but I struggle to think of what we have in mediums that we could actually use. Let me see, what do we have here? Oh God, chat. Chat, we have a couple of options, and I don't like either of them. We could make a brawler Treb. I don't want to do that, but we could. Or, if you guys really hate me and want me to suffer, we could try to build an arena fighter out of the Whitworth that I still have in storage. I might end up regretting having kept that thing around for so long. Oh, don't worry, Drum. I definitely want an Omni Firestarter, and we do have some parts for one here that we picked up in a mission a long time ago, but we have not yet run across another Omni Firestarter. So maybe we will find one eventually, but for right now, we just haven't gotten the parts. And if we're going to be leaving clan space, it's probably even less likely that we're going to run into them. But yeah, so I don't particularly like either of our options in the medium class. I mean, if I really wanted to, I guess we could use the Griffin as well. The problem that I have with the Griffin is it just doesn't. The Griffin is good as a long-range mech, but even when you max out its armor, it's still pretty squishy. And because its hard points are very limited, like, the issue you run into with the Griffin is an issue of longevity. It cannot put out the damage that you need to end fights decisively and quickly, and it also can't take damage in an extended engagement. So, like, you have to get lucky and get a headshot, and that's pretty much the only way you win in a duel with a Griffin. We do have the Saturday Night Fever rhubarb. However, we also have the Diet Awesome, which is just a Royal Black Knight with a bunch of PPCs, and it is infinitely more effective as a heavy mech dueler than the Saturday Night Fever. The Saturday Night Fever is good for damage, but it's not good in a duel, because even with the upgrades we've done to it, it's still pretty slow. I mean, the Grasshopper's just a slow mech anyway. And Delta Zero says, it's fucking paper, I assume in reference to the Griffin, which I agree. The Griffin is not a very durable mech. It is useful, it is not a good duelist, though. Right, so Sierra says, the Whitworth served its purpose. But we hold on to it and put it in a museum. Yeah, I agree. We'll definitely put it in a museum. As Indiana Jones would say, that's where it belongs. So we may just have to bow out of the medium mech category for now until we get our hands on something else. Or, you know, God forbid that we get the last part that we need for a Hunchback 2C and put that together, because it's like the Hunchback 2C was made to duel on Solaris. We just didn't get the parts for it while we were in clan space. And Sierra gifting a sub to Delta Zero. Sierra, thank you for gifting yet another sub. And Delta Zero 2500, welcome to the cult of bad tactical decisions, where we have only one flavor of Kool-Aid, but it is Ecto Cooler. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. And I agree, Hunchbacks are mean. While I do not always agree with the teachings of Saint 4G, I do accept those teachings and understand the intent behind them. But for right now, again, we've been live since technical difficulties for almost half an hour, and we have blown absolutely nothing up. Let us resolve that issue in the immediate and get ourselves into a duel of some description. So I think, just for old time's sake, and to give the people what they want, we're going to start out with a light mech solo, and we're going to let Erst do his thing. So yeah, here we go. Solo light mech. We're going to buy one of those. And then let's get to the command center. And again, we will let Erst do his thing. And Gravelion, welcome to the stream on a Friday and definitely not a Saturday. Glad that you could join us for the stream. Hopefully your Friday's going outstanding. And if not, hopefully it'll be a little better now that you're here. Alright, here we go. Here we go. We're gonna do a solo duel in the jungle. If BattleTech doesn't crash and burn before we even start our first mission. And I am not going to be driving this thing, because I am not insane enough to step behind the controls of the Disco Inferno. There's only one person in the company that's that crazy, and we all know who it is. Grappleline, I'm pretty sure that I might have. I assume it was you that posted that, but yeah, I think I even commented on it. Although that may have been someone else. I don't remember now. It's been a few days and I've slept since then. But yeah, let's get this party started. We do, Jacob. We got him. We bought one towards the end of last stream as a upgrade for Mara, because Mara is one of our dedicated vehicle pilots, and they have been in the ballista for a very, very long time. They've done very good work in that ballista, but the long time is basically a straight upgrade in terms of firepower, so we wanted to go ahead and get one on the field, and I think it'll be fun to play with a long time for the first time. That's what she said. On the battlefield, since we have not yet had the privilege of throwing that much firepower downrange yet. Agreed, Sierra. We done synced your work, and it was good. It was good work. Outstanding job. Oh, you don't have to worry about that, Graveline. You don't have to match the mechs. You see, the Tenori Tigers, it's just a way of being. It's a way of life. You can slap those colors on anything as long as it's crazy enough. Or as long as the pilot's crazy enough. Maybe both. I mean, I would think both is a better combination. Oh, Solaris, you done fucked up now. You gave me rain. You gave me rain in the jungle map.
The time has come.
And so have I. And Crazy Lady 2296 coming in with a raid. Welcome, Crazy Lady and Raiders, and Kailania as well coming in with that raid. Welcome to the stream. Glad you guys could make it by again. Glad to see you guys again. Hold on just a second. I gotta do my thing. Hold on. I always, if you are gonna do me the favor of raiding my channel, I'm gonna give you a shout out. So let's see. Looks like you guys were playing the new Avatar game again. So clearly you guys had enough fun with it last time around that you decided to go back. So how was it today, Crazy Lady? Hopefully it was good. Was it any better than last time? I know you had expressed a few concerns, but again, if you decided to go back to it, then it must not have been too bad. But either way, welcome to all the raiders. Welcome to the stream. We are playing some BTA once again, getting stuck into our first duel on Solaris for the day and having our mans erst in a solo light mech duel to start out the day. Let's see, what is this? I cannot even tell what that is at this distance. So, we'll find out here shortly, though. Well, that's good to hear, Crazy Lady. Glad that you are enjoying it. Again, it always makes me feel good when people are able to enjoy video games in this day and age when we have so many disappointments, and I'm not thinking of any specific game that came out recently when I say that, but when we have so many disappointments that release into the world, it's nice if you can find a game that you enjoy. So I'm glad that you and your viewers are having a good time with it. It is a rarity in this day and age, so I am happy to hear it. Alright, what are we up against here? This is... oh, wow. Apparently, we have a fan. Because this piranha is basically trying to do the exact same thing that we did with the Disco Inferno. The only problem is, the piranha's about 15 tons lighter, so, my friend, you might be about to have a bad time. But the funny thing is, this is basically exactly what I was thinking about doing with the piranha that we have. But of course, you already know how this goes. We're gonna give them the melee and the full alpha. There's no other way to start off a stream. So there's the kick. We've already exposed the structure. And the laser vomit, taking the left torso and arm. Oh, well, he's decided he doesn't want any. I can't say that I blame him. After that being the opening volley, I would probably run away as well. But you know what? He came over that hill like he owned this, and I gotta admire that confidence. The confidence to just stroll up there like he owns the place. And Jack19199, first time chatter, welcome to the stream on a Friday. Glad to see you. Glad you could join us. Hopefully you are having an outstanding Friday. And I know that your Friday is just a little better because, as always, Sierra immediately smacking you in the face with a gift sub. Sierra, thank you once again for the massive generosity and the massive chicken. So yeah, Jack, welcome to the cult of bad tactical decisions. Hopefully you enjoy some BattleTech, and I hope you will enjoy the stream as well. Feel free to hang out and have a watch for as long as you like. Correct, Quick. BattleTech is about big stompy robots, but Jonah Arts says, quick question before then putting a paragraph into the chat. So let me see. Why do people tend to look down on traditional vehicles like tanks and so on, both in universe and IRL when they see the battle mech? So it's funny you should mention that, because typically the only people that look down on like vehicles and infantry and aircraft in BattleTech are the people that have never actually played the game. Because if you have ever played the game either on tabletop or playing BTA or one of its mods, vehicles are just as deadly, if not more so, than mechs. Mechs definitely have more, they have more tactical flexibility, and they cannot put as much alpha damage on a target as a mech can. But as you've seen, if you've watched our streams at all, and you've seen the Rommel tanks, that's just a 65-ton tank with a Gauss rifle, and we have ended fights with those things. When all of the mechs and all of the alpha barrages in the world could not bring something down, but that one lucky shot from a tank and the fight is over. So yeah, it's not that people look down on everything but mechs, it's just that, again, to Quick's point, BattleTech is about big stompy robots. So of course everybody's here for the mechs. It's definitely not the most dangerous thing on the battlefield, but it is the reason that everybody comes to the franchise. I don't think anybody came to BattleTech for the tank gameplay, but it is definitely deadly if you get into it. Speaking of deadly, we need to chase this man's down and show him why you do not run away from Erst. Because much like a dog, if you run, that only makes his bloodlust grow. And in 2 volleys, we have won this duel handily. To be fair, the guy brought a piranha to a light mech fight. So as always, good job, Erst, and a very quick and simple duel to start out the day. Correct. That is, to Bolo's point, losing a 25 million C-bill clan mech full of all the best tech money can buy to a single Gauss shot from a 500,000 C-bill tank is probably the most frustrating experience in BattleTech. But it 100% happens all the time. And Troubleshooter, welcome to the stream on a Friday, although it may be Saturday if you're sending us greetings from the Netherlands. Glad to see you again. Glad you could make it to another stream. Hopefully everything's going well for you today. And there's that age-old Capellan, old age and treachery. Always overcome youth and enthusiasm. I just assume a Capellan said that. I mean, I know it's a quote from real life, but you know, in universe, I just assume it was a Capellan that said that. And first mission into the stream, and Darius is already complaining about people having too much experience. Would you believe it? Would you believe it? Although, to be fair, Erst did just get 3,000 experience, which is just enough to put him over the hump to get his last level of piloting. So now Erst is ready to just fill out the rest of his stat bars here. Paranoiac, good to see you. Glad you could make it to another stream. And actually, the first mission has been outstanding. It was a very fast and easy light mech duel. Ersts showed this Solaris fighter the error of his ways. Perhaps lethally so. But right away, with that being out of the way, I think we immediately go back. I think, you know what we should do? We haven't done an assault mech duel yet. So I think this will be an outstanding opportunity for us to put the Eddie Laserhands through its paces. Because we've only taken it out a few times. While we were in clan space, we were mostly trying to get the skill of our rookies up and build up our stocks of clan tech, so we didn't actually spend a lot of time working on the assault mechs. So I think it'll be an outstanding opportunity for us to actually do some work. And of course, Rex, being the pilot, we'll put them in for now, and hopefully they'll be good. Oh yes, it was definitely a one-sided fight. I mean, I kind of feel bad for that pilot. Now, I've said before, I do have a little bit of a soft spot for the Piranha. I know it's not a very good mech. I know it's only a 20-ton mech. But I have a little bit of a soft spot for the Piranha because I think it looks cute. It looks like it has a little face. And that's all that I need in order to latch onto a mech and decide that I want one. I will still do something with a Piranha. We are going to do some Mech Bay Heresy with a Piranha at some point. I don't know when, but eventually. Look, Sierra, you better get the fuck out of here with that. I know you're saying that just to bait me. The fire moth is ugly as sin. We all know it. I showed it off on stream. Don't you be bringing that shit in here. Not in my house. Rhubarb, that's actually a great question. Yes, Graveline. The fire moth is the one with the derpy arms raised over its head. But Rhubarb, I don't know if we can because I don't actually have the equipment to drop anything in the arena. But I feel like that would be cheating if you could. And for me, half the fun of the arena is pitting my people and my heretical war crime mech designs against the exact same thing, except devised by somebody else. It's almost like PvP in that regard, since most of the designs... Right, he go fast as fuck boy, but so does the Piranha. But yeah, it's weird. It's almost like PvP at a very, very small scale, because you're taking the stuff that you've designed... Sorry, Ted. Goddamn hiccups. You're taking the goofy stuff that you have designed and throwing it up against stuff that other players and other people in the BattleTech community have designed for the exact same purpose. Oh, look at that. We're getting a night version of the urban map. All right, I see you. Now again, this is going to be our first assault mech duel, so we could be up against anything. And unfortunately, the Executioner doesn't have very good sensors. But we should be able to make out the mech, and yet for some reason we cannot. Now I wonder... We can, in fact, jump on top of a building, but the Executioner is a big boy, and I don't know if that's a good idea. So instead, we will stick to some cover, and we'll move up. So what do we got? Unknown mech. All right. Well, he's gonna take the right flank. So I guess we'll go that way too. See if we'll meet in the middle. Oh, for sure, Rhubarb. Yeah, the turrets can definitely make a difference. And, I mean, really, any of the airdrop stuff can make a difference because If you are already in a mission where you're at your drop cap and you're still struggling, being able to drop extra weapons, and more importantly, being able to drop them in exactly the perfect tactical spot can really turn the tide of a battle very, very quickly. All right, let's see. I think we're gonna come this far, and we'll use the buildings as cover, but the problem that we're gonna have with the Eddie Laser Hands is the majority of its firepower is heavy lasers. So we're gonna have to get up close and personal to do re-image. Oh my good Lord Jesus, what was that? I feel like that was a long time. It wasn't one long time, it was 2 long times. Holy shit, the anvil. The anvil. I have never seen this mech, but I have heard about it. Oh my goodness. I have heard horror stories about this thing. So we need to get up close and personal and fast. So the one thing that we have an advantage, and I don't know why, I can't control the camera for some reason. I wanted to zoom in on it. But for whatever reason, the game is not letting me zoom in, and I can't rotate the camera either. It's actually kind of weird. I'm having all kinds of issues today. But yeah, the Long Tom has a minimum range. We do not. So we are absolutely going to charge this dude. And we're going to give him the business. We're going to give him the full alpha. And not only that, we're going to aim for the head. So let's see what we get. And we did not get a head hit, but we probably did some pretty explosive damage, if you get what I mean. Oh, and because we hit him with the precision strike, we also got him in the initiative as well. And the problem is we fired a full alpha, which puts our heat up very, very high. Now, thankfully, Rex has stone cold, but we're going to have to turn off the autocannon in order to really brawl here. So we're going to kick. We're going to turn off the autocannon. And actually, by turning off the autocannon, we're heat neutral. So we'll just go ahead and fire. And we missed, because it's a clan mech and it's an assault mech. And there's the laser vomit once again. Still haven't breached the armor, though. And there you see, he can't really do a whole lot, because now that we're inside his minimum range and we are faster than him, he really doesn't have a choice except to basically just stand there and get the crap beat out of him. So yeah, there we go. Now the camera's working. You can clearly see it has big-ass cannons and big-ass claws. So yeah, like I said, the anvil I have heard about, but I have never seen before today. I'm glad we were here to see it. Oh, right, we cannot precision strike in melee. I always make that mistake. Well, god damn it. We're gonna melee. We're gonna continue to melee, because why wouldn't you? Every time we melee this dude, we're getting rid of any evasion that he has, and we're also hurting his initiative, so. And another miss. Alright, so Rex is clearly not cut out for melee combat. But even heavy lasers are usually gonna hit at that range. I love the spirit, though, that this guy has. He knows he can't escape, so he's just like, I'm gonna get behind you and shoot you with 2 small lasers, and I'm like, you know what? I admire your spirit. And another miss. Another miss! Good lord. Remind me to never ask Rex to do a melee fight. Nah, that's not fair. That's not fair. It's probably mostly the mech, because the Executioner is a clan mech, and clan mechs have a huge malice to melee combat, so it's very probably the mech. It's still immensely frustrating, though. And again, this thing is just... We're gonna melt all the armor off before we finally destroy something. I have to apologize, this is probably very boring. Yeah, you know, maybe it's because we're doing the kick. Maybe if we try a punch... No, punch has the same chances, well, to not hit. So I guess we can do a punch and we'll use the autocannon instead of the lasers. Still a miss. Again, we're probably not going to get a hit with the melee. So there we go. We actually got some boom on that one. What does this guy get? I mean, we are literally melting everything off the center torso here, and he's still trucking. He is still trucking. Like I said, I gotta give this man some credit. But it's full alpha time, chat. We're not gonna melee this time because we know we're not gonna hit. And I did a dumb. I need to turn around. I don't think I can. There we go. I'm about to say, I thought I might have moved and screwed us, but no, we didn't, so. Here comes the full alpha. And that is the end of the duel. The anvil. The anvil, chat. Very, very scary if it has someone to run interference for it. But on its own, in a close-range brawl, not such a good choice. Oh, well that sucks, Graveline. I always hate to hear when people have to work around the holidays because I know it's kind of dumb to expect the entire country to shut down for a whole week around Christmas, but I feel like that's time that everybody should have off. You know, really you should spend your time with family and friends around the holidays, so... Sorry to hear that, Graveline, but hopefully they're gonna give you a decent bonus for putting in all that work. And there we go, 1.3 million for our trouble. And Rex gets 3,300 experience. Yeah, I know, Mara. Like, there are definitely professions that still have to work through the holidays, and my mom is a registered nurse, so she also is, even if she's not working during the holidays, she's still on call. So, like, I understand. There are some jobs that you just can't put on hold no matter what's going on, but it still sucks. It still sucks for those people that aren't able to have those days off. And speaking of healthcare, Sierra, I see you. Hydration incoming. And like I always remind you, chat, water is delicious. You should always drink more. No matter how much you drink, make sure you drink more. Because chances are good you don't drink enough. Water is outstanding. Alright, so that's another contract out of the way, and already we're up to almost 9 million C-bills. You love to see it? Did we ever look at the store here at Solaris? I feel like we didn't. Either that or I missed some stuff. Holy crap. Not only do they have a Hatchet Man part, which I definitely don't remember seeing, but they also have a Highlander. Just random old Highlander. And not even the crappy one. Like, this is one of the SLDF versions, I think. But then, of course, you got, you know, the other staples. A Night Star. And, oh, here it is. Here it is. So, was it Was it Karos last stream that had requested we see if we could find a Volk? Because here we've got 2 of them. Of course, they're both about 12 million a pop, so we don't exactly have that kind of money, but I feel like it was Karos that was asking if he could have a Volk, and I said we would look. The stabby one, yeah, the one that looks like an anime character. But yeah, I don't remember a lot of this stuff the last time we were here. Good lord. Because we got, like, the Silver Bullet Gauss, we got Snub-Nosed PPCs, we got more autocannon FCS, cannon ammo feeds, man, there's a lot. Oh, and XXL engines, exchangers, location designators, and a partridge in a pear tree, good lord. Here's hardened armor, which we've been looking for quite some time. Never found it up until now. And all the leg and arm actuators a growing girl could ever possibly need. Man. I know we're supposed to be saving money. But I could probably spend all of the money that we currently have on a bunch of stuff that we don't really need. Okay, here we go. We're gonna start over because there are definitely some things here that I can't let roll over. First of all, SRM carrier. Look at all those SRMs. I'm not gonna do that though. I'm not gonna do that. The things that I absolutely can't live without though. Let me see. I think the medium X pulses are good. But they're a little heavy. At least as far as medium lasers go. I definitely want to buy some more MRMs anytime we see them, because I love MRMs. I'm definitely going to buy the Snub-Nosed PPC, because someday we're going to build an awesome with those, I promise. Assuming we ever find one. We got some small X pulses, which aren't the worst thing in the world when you consider that we could stick them on the Disco Inferno. And Miguel Monte! It is indeed the AC 2011 Texan. Good to see you again, Miguel. Glad you could join us for this Friday stream. And hopefully your Friday is going well, because it's definitely not Saturday, I promise. And I definitely didn't say that at any point during the stream. Let me see. What was the other thing? There was another thing. Oh, yeah, I really want to buy the XXL engine, but 3.1 million is a lot to spend on that, but location designator. Oh, Karos. Buddy. That's what happened. I invite you to see the price tag and explain to me how exactly you want us to pay for that. We would have to spend the rest of the stream here taking contracts to even get close to buying that. The FCSs I don't think take the cockpit slot, but, well, I don't know. Do they consider that an FCS? Let me see. Where is it? Yeah, the FCS location designator, this goes into the cockpit slot. So basically what this does is it lets you use precise strike and actually aim at stuff. And these are really good if you, so normally in order to get the ability to call a shot, you need to make a character a precision master. Now we have done that for most of our characters. However, this allows you to specialize them in a certain weapon system and still have the ability to do called shots. I kind of want to buy one for Sierra because they're a missile specialist, so they're not actually able to call their shots. And then I really, like, even though it's a million C-bills, we could do a whole lot of very interesting things with hardened armor. And I kind of want to buy up these 2 sets of hardened armor, just so we have them. Again, it's a lot of money, and we should be saving, but I don't know if we'll run into this stuff at any other point in the campaign. But enough spending money. Let's do some more contracts. So we just did an assault duel. We did a light mech duel earlier with Erst. Maybe it's time to do a heavy mech duel. Put the commander in and let him do some headshots. So we will head to the command center. And we will do another contract. And of course, we will max out the payout. So yeah, to your point, Karos, I said we would look to see if they had a Volk, but at that price tag, I don't think it's feasible for us to buy one. That's fair, Sierra. If you could just blow everything up, I mean, you know, for example, if you had a pugilist with 2 long-time cannons, you could just blow everything up instead of trying to be precise. But as I'm sure you recall, you saw exactly how that worked out. What you need if you're going to do something crazy like that is some AC-20s. I mean, does the game not have one in it? Because I would absolutely believe that there was a charger with a hammer in BTA. I mean, I haven't seen it, but if you told me that it was in here, I wouldn't be surprised. Agreed, Trax Fenton. Don't bring a long time to a knife fight. I mean, that's the thing. If you've studied, you know, any kind of medieval combat or anything like that, no matter how good the armor, no matter how good the weapon, a peasant with the knife can still kill anybody if you let him get close enough. So, not that I would equate an executioner with 6 heavy medium lasers to a peasant with a knife, but you get the idea. Make it a good show. Well, I can't promise that it'll be a good show, but it'll probably be a very quick one. Once again, they're giving us some very weird terrain, but that's okay. And this is oh god, what the hell is that? No, really, what is that? It looks hideous. It is sometimes hard to make out some of these silhouettes. Oh no, I don't think I can go that way. I think we have to go overland. Well, alright. Without knowing what weapon systems our friend is packing, I'm gonna go ahead and let him make the mistake of getting closer. But we are running a PPC boat, so obviously range is gonna be where we excel. And yes, you guys called it. It is a Prometheus with some light autocannons and SRM4s, so the majority of his damage is going to be up close. But AC-5s are nothing to sneeze at, depending on what kind of ammunition he's packing. However, all the AC-5s in the world don't matter if you get splattered all over the inside of your own cockpit, so I think we did get a head hit, or we may have just breached the armor on the head. That is a very goofy looking mech though, I gotta say. So yeah, wait, what? Is this a center torso thing? Is that what this is? Wait. So the Prometheus is just a vulture with big-ass goofy boxes on the side? No, it doesn't have the right legs for that. Yeah, I think this might be a center torso thing, because if you look, like, we have destroyed the head location. It is gone. And there's nothing there. There were things there, but it wasn't the cockpit. So, okay, they've thrown us a little bit of a curveball in the form of an enemy we cannot headshot. I don't know if it's worth trying to brawl with this dude, though, because he does have a lot of short-range firepower, and I'm pretty sure that light autocannons don't have a minimum range. So getting in close might actually be bad for us. So I think we will keep our distance. I just don't know. Yeah, we can turn around. We'll just keep our distance and continue to pummel him. The impaired sensors that he's gonna get from the PPCs will also help us dodge some of the shots. Although we may have to get in close and brawl, because those autocannons kind of hurt. Let's see, where do we have a shot? Yeah, everything is obstructed. We do have jump jets, though. We do have jump jets. We did put jump jets on this thing for a reason. Let's just go ahead and we'll fire at the center torso, because I'm pretty sure that's where the cockpit's gonna be. And that was another autocannon destroyed. Let's see what he's gonna do. Alright, did we breach the center torso? We did not. Okay. Well, maybe we do check for an XL engine. He does not have one. Oh, no, he does. Engine. Yeah, alright. So he does have an XL engine. The question is it a Clan XL? I mean, you're not wrong, Stapler. You're not wrong. It has been a while since we pulled a little bit of a Mario and stomped on a Goomba. I think we have to DFA, chat. It's for the memes. It's for the memes. Let's see. Damage. Yeah, I wish we had a way to mitigate more of the damage. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. Let's give him the elbow drop. Give him the people's elbow from the top row. And oh yeah, mama. Oh yeah. Not only did we hit, we got the kill. You love to fucking see it. Unfortunately, I fall down, go boom. But it was worth it. It was absolutely worth it. I regret nothing. I regret nothing. Take that, gravity. Yeah, that actually worked out way better than I was expecting, so I will absolutely take it. Once again, elbow drop from the top rope. Give him the people's elbow. He may not smell what the rock is cooking, but he felt it. And there we go, 3,300 experience that I don't need, because all my skills are maxed out. Aw, Typhoon, that sucks. That's okay, the VOD is still there, you can still go back and watch it. Or if somebody wants to clip it, I don't know how far it'll go back, but somebody could clip that. Yeah, the store leg actuators do have some DFA options. Unfortunately, most of them have weight attached. Well, the ones that don't suck anyway. And most of our mechs are just barely skating by on the tech that they have. Now, with that being said, I could swap out the Clan ERP PCs that we're currently using and put in some Snubnose instead. My problem with that is we're losing about 20 damage per PPC if we do that. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter what the name of that mech was. That's another successful mission, so here's my question to you guys, chat. I know that if we do a lot of the same type of contracts, we can actually get special mechs. So do we continue to, like, mix it up and give more pilots an opportunity, or do we just, like, focus down hard and knock out one of these categories? Because I'm thinking already with the light mech duels, we're probably pretty close, because those are definitely the ones that we've done the most of so far. Because I don't know, and I'm sure somebody in chat will know, but I don't know how many of these contracts we actually have to do. 5 battles in the same weight class to get a hero mech I have read, says Track Tension. Well, then I would say if we're not already there, we're pretty damn close on the light mech category. But the reason that I like, switching it up a little bit is looking at, like, we're getting 3,000, 3,500 experience per battle. And for some of our pilots that are close to leveling up but haven't quite made it, like, that's a lot of experience. So that can be really useful for leveling up some of our other folks. You have to win those 5 battles. Okay. Then yeah, I think probably doing the solo light mech duels is going to be the way to go. I wish I would tell you how many of these you've bought over the course of your career. Because I know we've done quite a few of these, but I don't remember how many. So I say, we'll just take it one at a time, so as not to waste money. I would hate to waste a bunch of money. Well, I say that. If we win, we're not actually wasting money, because we still get money, but you get what I mean. So does anybody know what the light hero mech is? Because, I mean, there's a part of me that thinks if we're gonna double down on duels in light mechs, then we have to give whatever the hero mech is to Erst, don't we? Oof. That's rough, Karos. But 14,000 days, that's a long ass time, so. Oh, there's a pool. Okay, Jack, I got you. I thought it was just one hero mech. I didn't realize there was more than one. I thought it was just, hey, here's the hero mech, good job. But that's good, though. That means it gives you the opportunity to get more than one, I guess. Unless you can only roll on the table one time, which would kind of suck. Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go, Karos. Maybe you could salvage from a previous save. I mean, the game does autosave anytime you travel or anytime you have an event or anything like that. Yeah, that's a hell of a lot of time spent in a single campaign. That's you're like into the next couple of eras of BattleTech at that point. Like, the tech in the game will not have kept up with the actual timeline. Oh, now see, you're giving me devious ideas for another grasshopper, Karos. I don't even really like the grasshopper. Stop putting ideas in my head. I mean, I have appreciation for the grasshopper because the Saturday Night Fever has done some good work for us. But I don't even really like it. Like, if I had my choice of heavy mechs, I don't think grasshopper would be on that list. I mean, Karos, I don't know if it's... Oh, God. We got flashbang there for a second. I don't know if it's actually worth it to start a campaign with the new update right around the corner. I agree, Erst. We are gonna make some Destiny. Let me see. No idea what we're up against, but normally the light mechs like to go around the left flank, so we will meet them in the middle and see what we're up against. And we are dealing with, a Hollander. That could be bad. Depends on what he's packing in that shoulder gun. Depends on what he's packing in that shoulder gun. It looked like an energy weapon of some kind, so what are you thinking, chat? You thinking maybe PPC? Let's see, this is good for 2 turns. I think we activate defensive formation now. We run up here and see what we can get out of this guy. Oh, wow, we can get right up in his face. Well, hopefully this isn't a mistake. What's the weapon? It's a large variable speed and a couple of mediums. Okay, well, that's not what I was expecting you to bring. But we will still shoot you all the same. Definitely need to get in behind him, which is probably exactly what... Yep, there you go. You can set your watch by it. However, again, I think we have the speed advantage, so this is one of those things where the majority of his damage is going to come in the form of long-range firepower, and he's not going to be able to get far enough away to actually use it. So that's unfortunate for this guy. Yet another case of these donkeys step into Erst and having no idea what they're getting themselves into. Because our mans does not fuck around. And... oh, well, we got an engine crit. I was expecting to get a torso or arm distraction. That's kind of disappointing. Oh? Alright, you got a breach. I will give you that. So somehow, even though we were God damn it. Aha! And there it is! There it is! Rhubarb! With the assist. The game audio is indeed muted. See, I try to take care of all this stuff during pre-flights, and then I have stuff like technical difficulties at the very beginning of the stream, and suddenly I forget to do things like unmute the game audio. So good call. Good call, Rhubarb.
Come, Nerevar, friend or traitor.
Oh, that is very bad. That is very, very bad. He has breached our center torso. Alright. I think we take our chances, though, honestly. I think we take our chances.
A noble blow indeed.
No jump. No jump. Now let's see if I made the bad call. Oh, he's jumping. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Damn
Uh-oh.
this thing. There is no escape, no intervention can work in this place.
It's not looking good, chat. It is not looking good.
Come, Nerevar, friend or traitor, come.
I wasn't expecting him to jump. I definitely was not expecting him to jump. I would love to drop the building. The only problem with that track tension is I don't think we do enough damage with small lasers to actually drop the building. Like, if I had something a little more powerful, I would love to do that because it would be funny as hell. I think we defensive formation
no escape,
for sure.
No intervention can work in this place.
And I don't know how much... because it doesn't tell us how far he can move. That's a problem. The Senate... oh, good lord. Do you see this, chat? He has one hit point. 1 hit point in the rear center torso. If we don't end this now, we are probably dead. Can we jump on his head? We cannot jump on his head from the top of a building. Son of a bitch. Alright, so the right leg is the one that's damaged. So could we from here... So what I'm basically trying to do... Why do you want me to not... Alright, so what I'm basically trying to do is find a position where we can shoot at him on the right side. And hopefully take out the leg. With the intention of getting the leg so that he either can't jump or can't jump as well. I guess we could do the same thing. Unfortunately, we don't actually have that much jump capacity, so like the jump jets that we have on here are not going to give us a lot of mobility. So can we from here hit him? We can. What about... No, okay. We can't hit him from there. We can hit him from there, so maybe we do this, try to hit him in the rear, and hope that that's enough. I mean, I can tell you right now, just look like it's 50 HP, but...
Come, Naravar, friend or traitor, come.
Shooting up at the target leads to more leg hits. That's also true. So, again, to Karos's point, the building only has 50 HP. We can definitely do more damage than that if all of our shots hit. No, I mean, you guys keep saying jump on top of the building. Again, we don't...
Friend or traitor,
this thing doesn't actually have that much jump capacity. Like, I can't get on top of any buildings, so that's not an option. I think maybe we do...
Friend or traitor, come.
I think we go with Karos here, though, and we'll move back here, shoot at the building, and see if we can drop him and do some damage that way. Because again, it's only 50 HP. As long as we hit, we're definitely doing more than 50 damage. This might be the dumbest thing I've ever done. But if we can drop this dude, it's still going to be great. We got to go for it. We got to go for it. It's cinematic. It's like... It's Michael Bay. Let's do it.
I shall overthrow the mongrel dogs of the Empire.
And there he goes, taking a
Is this
fall.
how you honor the
Outstanding.
sixth house?
Outstanding. Oof. Oof. We lost some
Now we
pulse
shall never know.
lasers.
Pity.
We lost some pulse lasers. We did not take out the leg, unfortunately. Man, this guy...
Come, Naravar, friend or traitor, come.
This guy... So maybe we jump on the building, flip around. We can shoot at him. We could kick him in the leg. Wait, what the hell? He called his mech the Bug Zapper. We already have a Bug Zapper. Not cool, Solaris. Not cool. Not cool. I mean... Either way, we're in pretty bad shape. Either way, we're in pretty bad shape. Honestly, I think we just go for broke. If we try to hit him in the right side, maybe we get lucky and take out the leg. If we take out the leg, he goes down, and then we might actually have a chance to take him out. We could even do one better. Run up on him, and instead of using the melee, go for precision strike and try to put all the shots into the leg. Then we'll also knock him back in initiative phase.
It began here, it will end here.
Oh shit, I forgot to turn off the jump jets. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh no! Erst, why do you not have... Why can I not call shots on you? What the hell? That's some old bullshit right there. I forget, our man's Urs doesn't have level 7... Doesn't have level 7 gunnery. Chad, I might have fucked this. I might have screwed Urs, and not in the good way. Oh well, it's do or die. We gotta see. We did not take out the leg. We did not take out the leg. Chet, I'm sorry. I think Urs is toast. Oh my god. This is actually much more tense than I thought it was gonna be. Like, I was not expecting this level of challenge. Like, even the front armor on the center torso is almost entirely gone. Uh-oh. What? Well, I don't have a problem with that message, Karos, but unfortunately, the bot smack it, so... It doesn't like your language. Fuck it. We're just, you know what? We're gonna Erst. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna Erst. We're gonna bet all on black and see what happens.
A noble blow.
Bet it all on black. Holy shit.
Farewell, sweet Nerevar.
Chat, that was intense. And we were not even camping. That was...
Mission successful.
That was a pretty tense mission right there. I was not expecting, like, I saw a Homelander and I was like, oh, he's got a large variable speed. This guy's gonna be an easy mark. And then he proceeded to just burn the armor off of the Disco Inferno like it wasn't even there. So, you know. Yeah, exactly. In case you guys forgot, in case you haven't been around the BattleTech franchise, remember that shit. Words to live by. No guts, no glory. Or, in this case, no guts, no galaxy. Which is kind of the same thing. Yeah, look at that. Disco Inferno got a little banged up. Got a little banged up. Agreed. He was no real bug zapper. He was an imposter. The real bug zapper has plasma rifles.